Heavenly Father, we come giving you thanks and praise for letting us wake and rise to see a new day. We thank you for your loving kindness and tender mercies, and look unto you, Lord Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Right now, lift the Commissioner's Court up before you in special prayer for every decision that's made be pleasing in your sight, O Lord. Look upon our county judge, each commissioner, and all those that work to make this court what it should be, lifting up the sheriff's department in a special way for protection. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Givens. Well, it is 9:01. We will call this meeting to order. First item is the citizens' comments. Do we have any at this time?
Yes, sir.
All right. Item 1, consider and take action on minutes from previously held meeting of Commissioners Court on March the 9th, 2021. Are there any additions, deletions, or comments?
Hearing none, Judge, I move that we approve the regular session of Commissioners Court, March 9th, 2021, as presented.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Spivey, to approve the minutes from Commissioners Court of March the 9th, 2021, as presented. All those in favor? Item passes. Item number 2, consider and take action on a resolution supporting House Bill 1321 to the designation of a portion of State Highway 198 as Deputy Sheriff Tony Ogburn and Deputy Sheriff Paul Howbell Memorial Highway. This is a piece of legislation that is moving through the State House at this time. It's been authored by our Representative Keith Bell, and they are wanting to honor our 2 deputies in naming a portion of Highway 198 after them. And they have requested, both our representative and our senator have requested this resolution be passed as a show of support as it moves through the State House. Sheriff, would you like to make any comments about this?
I'm hoping this goes through. I'm excited to see this. It's 2007 when that incident occurred and we lost both of those outstanding deputies. Representative Bell contacted my office and said he was going to try to get this through the legislature. And I also have contacted both of our representatives, wrote letters of support, and our senator. And then the Henderson County Peace Officers Association has done the same thing. So we would appreciate y'all's support in this and hoping this bill goes through. I was told that the way things are going down there right now, things are not really moving through a lot. So he's hoping he can get it pushed.
Questions or comments for the sheriff?
Sheriff, I think this is a great thing. At the time that it happened, it was close to my house. As a cloak for eyes, probably about 1.5 miles, but Representative Bell has contacted me and asking me to, when he had started this, to help support it. But he said that you had a big hand in getting this off the ground, so I want to commend you for getting it off the ground and showing support to these 2 guys that lost their, or these 2 officers that lost their lives. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Are there any other comments? Well, being here during that time, it was for our entire community, and I know specifically for those in the law enforcement community, how impactful this was, and this is a great tribute to both of those gentlemen. and the service that they gave to our community for so long. So,
Designate a portion of State Highway 198 as the Deputy Sheriff Tony Ogborn and Deputy Sheriff Paul Halbert to Memorial Highway.
Second.
motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Richardson, to approve the resolution supporting House Bill 1321, designating a portion of Highway 198 as Deputy Sheriff Tony Hogburn and Deputy Sheriff Paul Hellbelt Memorial Highway.
Can we clarify just something? So that's going to go from like the Payne Springs, Gunbarrel City Bridge all the way down to Malakoff at Highway 198 and 31, right?
I believe it was going down to right there where it happened, 316 and 198, there in Payne Springs, up to right there at the south end of Gunbarrel Bridge.
Well, it says intersection with State Highway 31.
That's even better.
I believe.
The last when I talked to Representative Bell about this, it's been a long time ago at the very front of it, so, I mean, it may have changed as far as location.
And that's usual as they run through the process.
Yeah.
The latitude of the legislature can move it to
Yeah.
any portion.
But it's, the last time I talked to him, he said it was from the Gunbarrel City Bridge to Highway 31.
Okay,
So,
that'd be great. All in favor of the motion? Item passes. We do have to make one correction. This was scheduled to be on the meeting last week, but in an oversight, we still have one date to change. So after court, we will have this ready. It's in the body. It mentions March 9th. Item number 3, consider and take action on racial profiling report from Henderson County Constable Precinct 3 for filing purposes only. And court, all of the requirements with T codes. Are there any comments? Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Richardson, to approve the racial profiling report for Henderson County Constable Precinct 3 for filing purposes only. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Item 4 is consider and take action on the addition of a full-time Road and Bridge Office Manager 2 for Precinct 4. Commissioner Richardson.
Yes, Court, I'd like to add a office manager 2 to the Precinct 4 Road and Bridge Department. The other 3 precincts do have this position in there, or 2 of them do in their budget, and I would like to add this to my budget as a full-time employee.
Questions for the Commissioner? As far as the process, Ms. Lee,
Yes,
we will make the following budget amendments further on since this is a creation.
yes, that's not a problem at all.
Will we have to also amend the position budget since it is a creation?
Not necessarily, because, we've done this to other positions. We'll just wait
Okay.
and see how the year falls, but probably not.
Okay. All right. Any further questions? Entertain a motion.
Court, I'd like to make a motion to create office manager 2 for Precinct number 4 Road and Bridge.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, second by Commissioner Spivey, to approve the addition of a full-time Road and Bridge Office Manager 2 for Precinct 4, Road and Bridge. All those in favor? Item passes. Item number 5, consider and take action on a position change from Road and Bridge Office Manager 1 to pay scale of Road and Bridge Office Manager 2 in Precinct 3. Commissioner McCam.
Yes, my office manager was left on the precinct 3 pay scale whenever we moved to the pay scale. And under the circumstances with the new office managers coming in, she's been with me 4 years, and I think she needs to move into the office manager too.
Okay. Questions for the commissioner? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to change Road and Bridge Office Manager 1 to pay scale of Road and Bridge Office Manager 2 in Precinct 3.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Spivey, to approve the position change from Road and Bridge Office Manager 1 to Office Manager 2 in Precinct 3.
Is there a step that these are going to?
It will
Step
be.
1.
Oh, okay.
Any other comments, questions? All those in favor? Item passes. Item number 6, consider and take action on a memorandum of understanding between Henderson County and the Family Circle of Care concerning COVID-19 vaccination clinics to be conducted in Henderson County. We have our county attorney with us, Mr. Clint Davis. As many of you know, we've had a couple of clinics here in the last week, and as a part of the process of continuing that, we have this before us today.
We do, and this is just the agreement between Circle of Care. Most of their clinics are in Smith County and Tyler, but then they have 2 rural clinic locations, one in Jacksonville, which would be Cherokee County, and then one just north of Athens here in Henderson County. And I'll just kind of go through the MOU that you guys have. This is just our agreement with the respect to the relationship of them running the clinics. And I'm going to summarize quickly, probably in a sentence or two, each paragraph of this agreement. The first one just establishes the Family Circle of Care, which I'll abbreviate as FCC, as a FQHC, which is a federally qualified healthcare center. And all the clinics will be done in accordance with their board policies and their bylaws. They will be supervised by an MD, which is their chief medical officer, Dr. Porter. They will provide all of the staff, and it says that all of their staff will be appropriately trained for competency to conduct these clinics. All of their staff will wear name badges and IDs at all times, and then they're responsible for all the reporting to EmuTrack, TDM services, and taking care of all of the paperwork side of it. Paragraph 2 is our responsibilities, and it says we will provide, of course, the facility, the fairgrounds, senior citizens building, or we included the fairgrounds in the event we ever had to move outdoors for some special circumstance. Senior citizens building seems to work very, very well, and you don't have to worry about the weather. But again, we put it in there to include all of the fairgrounds. We will control the traffic and provide security, facility maintenance, refreshments. We do provide them with snacks, bottled water, and lunch when they come do the clinics. And Anne Marie has been the one that's done an excellent job of coordinating that, making sure they're fed and taken care of. And then we will also make EMS services available on clinic dates, which EMS is working with us on that, and they're just stationing a crew out there. City of Athens, I'll give a shout out to them. They've also provided us with firemen at the clinics, and they last time sent 2 firemen and have said they can have 2 firemen who they're also EMTs, and that's in addition to anybody that may or may not be there from EMS. So that's worked out good. The dates, this is not tied to specific dates, just said we will set the Texas Tort Claims Act. If you really want to know what this paragraph boils down to is they are granted immunity because they are a public health service emergency management team knows. We provide the facilities, we provide traffic control, security, and refreshments. When it comes to the means, manners, and details of how the clinic is done, how the shots are given, how the list is managed, again, we can give them a list, but how they manage all of those decisions, those are their decisions to make. And they're their decisions to make because they are the one with the professional responsibility to make those decisions. They will keep all information confidential. Paragraph 5 is the HIPAA clause. Compensation, this is an important one, but it says there will be no compensation. They do receive some federal funds for this, It was interesting to me when we've looked at doing some of these, even when some of the other, health organizations do them, they accept insurance and they bill back the insurance. It was interesting to me, and I know some of you know, but I want to make sure the commissioners know that if you go out there, they're not even asking for insurance information, which they can do that. Again, they operate medical clinics that take insurance all day long within their clinics. They have the ability for everybody that walks in there to ask for insurance, and of course, they could submit an insurance claim. And when we met with them on the front end, they said, we're not even going to collect insurance information. We'll just do it, and we're not worried about getting an insurance payment from an insurance claim. So that was interesting. But the bottom line to the county is it's not costing us anything other than what it costs and mainly the sheriff's manpower to do security, traffic control, the maintenance staff being there to clean up, set up before and after, and then what we spend through Anne Marie's office on the snacks and lunch. Either party can terminate anytime with or without cause by notifying the other in writing. Obviously, you guys know how these shots work with the two. So, when they do the first dose, we automatically schedule the second dose. And I think it's understood, even though it's not written, that we can't cancel in the middle of a dose, And then that's really kind of the agreement, unless you guys have questions. So I think, I was out there that morning and throughout the day and off and on, and then at the end of the day, and I think the one that they did went very, very well and very, very smooth. And but if you guys have questions, let me know.
We began this process, if you'll remember, back in the middle of January when the court was contacted by TDM and Department of State Health Services. As time wore on, of course, availability of shots, of doses, has been an issue across the nation through manufacturing, the limitations there, the startup, and as vaccines have become more available across the state, you're seeing more and more individuals being given the opportunity. As of right now, there have been over 17,000 doses administered in Henderson County. And that's roughly about 8% have been totally vaccinated and 16% have at least received one dosage. So we're in that mark of 20 to 22% at least, 16% of at least having that initial dose given. We approached other organizations to help provide this service because there are, as with liabilities and also of just having access to the dosages, a lot of limitations there. We approached a few of them. Some wanted direct compensation from the county along with insurance. This one with the Family Circle of Care, as Mr. Davis said nothing. Said we want to help you get those out there, and they have been fantastic to work with. We had the one, it was a week ago yesterday with FCC, and then the one Friday with TDM, and I believe we got almost a little over 400 vaccinations done in that. And this agreement here makes it available for us to continue that, and that's working through the county list. As we move through, I believe we were up to 3,800 on the list when we began. Now we're down to a few hundred left on the list because it was over time that individuals started signing up in January. So we're really excited about this. Sheriff, the work that y'all did with coordinating the traffic on both events has been fantastic. You and your staff, the Sheriff's, the Fire Marshal's office with coordinating the scheduling along with actually the County Attorney's office supplying personnel to be involved in the scheduling, the calling of individuals, being sure that individuals are still interested. It's been a fantastic effort across the board, and I believe by us enacting this today, we can continue to make that service available.
And one of the other organizations, in addition to the costs that wanted to charge us for this, is one of the big problems, even if we were okay with paying a little money to do this, was they wanted like 35 to 40 county volunteers to do all the paperwork handling. We would have to do all of that part, where Tyler Family Care said, hey, with the exception of maybe a maintenance person there to help just clean up and security staff, we'll bring everybody else we need, and we'll do all that, the paperwork and the reporting that they have to do to EMUTRAC and TDM reporting and handle all of that. So we have 100 scheduled off of our county list that the judge were talking about for this Friday. And then what we did is, just in case you guys hear anything about the list, is because they have a clinic here, and they're giving vaccinations at their clinic every week, and they're able to do, depending on availability, to 30 to 50 doses at their clinic every week and over there. And so what we did the first time they came, we pulled exclusively off of Henderson County's list. And so this clinic, we're filling 100 of those off of our list, which we've booked. Those have already been scheduled. And then they're going to pull 100 off of their list of Henderson County residents to try and get 200 for Friday.
Questions? If there are none, entertain a motion with the judge's authorization to sign.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Richardson, to approve the memorandum of understanding between Henderson County and the Family Circle of Care concerning COVID-19 vaccination clinics to be conducted in Henderson County with the judge's authorization to sign. All those in favor? Item passes.
Judge, I want to make one other comment, more, for the public, but I think it's important that the commissioners know, because I do realize that sometimes you guys get calls and complaints and grumblings, and there's lists and who gets in and who doesn't get in, and we know that there are people of the public that are very, very passionate about wanting the vaccine. And, one thing too that, and I'll just speak from myself, that I've learned in doing this is some of that list management can get difficult, and it's not difficult keeping a list, and it's not difficult going by the list and calling people. Where it gets difficult is all of these vaccines have a shelf life, particularly once they puncture a vial, it has to be used or it goes in the trash. And so there is a struggle there at the end of the day, and what I've learned is that's not specific to Henderson County, it's just something that happens at every clinic, where the last thing you want to do is throw a dose of vaccine in the trash at the end of the day because you can't find people up there to administer it to. And so, you're either stuck with overbooking, let's just say you have 100 spots, you either have to overbook. I want to say on the TDM clinic, we booked those people earlier that same exact week, and then we had about 60 no-shows. We had 300 appointments that were booked on earlier in the same week, and we had about 60 no-shows. So, think about that. And that's 60 potential doses that could end up going in the trash because we thought we had somebody coming, and then they just don't show up. You can't control that. I mean, we could have booked 360 for 300 spots. Well, then everybody shows up, and now you got to send 60 people home who are madder than heck that you told me I was scheduled, I showed up to get my shot, and now you're telling me I don't have a shot. There's no way to win that game, And so, there's what you try to do is manage it the best you can. And throughout the day, I will tell you, whether it's TDM or the FCC, they're working that list. We submit them those names. As they're getting no-shows, they're trying to find people, working people in. And they're calling people that are on down the list. And they're, at that point in time, trying to find somebody to fill those spots. But it can get frustrating for people that think that, well, people are getting special treatment, and really it's not. Really, it's just trying to make sure that we're using all of the doses of vaccine that we can.
That's a good point to bring up, because I know with the TDM that they got immediately starting about 11:30, started calling, going down the list, getting more individuals in so that you could maximize and not have any waste. And we didn't have any.
Yeah.
So how do you get on the list if somebody calls and asks?
You go to the Henderson County website, and up at the top left corner, the registration list, and there's some other lists. And then below that, though, you will see Henderson County information. And on that, you will see the Henderson County registration link to go in and register for the Henderson County list.
Okay. I've had some people call and ask before.
Yeah.
Under the Henderson County information, it's the first one. And it's just a simple Google sheet, which is pretty much standard across many of the county locations that use this for scheduling.
Okay, thank you.
Is the one we're having on Friday, is it prioritizing the 65 and older also?
Judge, you know that?
It is prioritized to those 50 and older.
50 and over.
50 and over. That was opened up yesterday. And I know that all of the first two that we had were all prioritized going from the older coming down. We had some on the list that were 100 years old, 2 in particular. And within that first 500, the youngest one was 73. So, any other questions or comments? Did we take action? Yeah, we took action. All right. Thank you, sir. Item number 7, consider and take action on an interlocal agreement between the City of Murchison and Henderson County Precinct 3 Road and Bridge. Commissioner?
Yes, this is a standard interlocal agreement between the City of Murchison and Precinct 3 to go up to $5,000 worth of machinery and manpower per year that we can help these cities on some of the needs they have within their city limits.
This is the one where they can just pick up a phone call.
Just pick up a phone call and call us and we can get these things done.
Questions?
Hearing none, I'd like to approve the interlocal agreement between the City of Murchison and Henderson County Precinct 3 Road and Bridge
I'll second his motion.
With your authorization?
with the Commissioner's authorization to sign.
Second.
All those in favor? Item passes. Item 8 is receive financial reports. We have none of those. Item 9 is consider and take action on payroll distributions and accounts cash sheets. And I do believe we have one for payroll. Ms. Harris? Motion.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey, second by Commissioner McCam to approve the payroll disbursements for biweekly number 5. All those in favor? Item passes. Thank you, Ms. Harris.
Thank you.
Item 10, consider and take action on submitted contracts, and I believe we have one today, Ms. Lee.
Yes, we have several today for Xerox. All the department heads have been spoken to, and they are all in agreement with changing out the machines.
Okay.
I'll send you judge's authorization tonight.
Questions for Ms. Lee? Off the top of your head, how many is this?
11 machines.
11 machines? All right. Any other questions? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey, second by Commissioner Tooley to approve the contracts with Xerox for, does this include the print services or just the machines?
No, this is just the copier machines.
Okay. Contracts for the copying machines with the judge's authorization to sign. All those in favor? Item passes. All right. Item 11, consider and take action on right-of-way permits. We have one today in Precinct 2. Commissioner?
Yes, Judge. Atmos Energy has contacted us about County Road 28, which is also known as Pecan Road, to bore underneath our county road. And we've discussed, and everything seems to be a go.
Questions for the commissioner?
Known as Pecan Road with Commissioner's authorization to sign.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tootley, second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the right-of-way agreement for Atmos Energy to bore under County Road 2928, otherwise known as Pecan Road, with the Commissioner's authorization to sign. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Item 12, consider and take action on budget amendments. Ms. Lee.
Yes, this is definitely a 2020. I did overlook one for the sheriff's department that I need to have taken care of. And then the other one is we received some final bills on the software for the election.
Questions for Ms. Lee? Entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve the budget amendments.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the 2020 budget amendments. All those in favor? Item passes. Item 13, consider and take action on payment of bills. Ms. Maple.
Yes, sir, court, do you have another set for 2020 this morning?
Commissioner McCam?
I had none.
Commissioner Richardson?
No questions, Judge.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Motion made by Commissioner Tootley, second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the bills for 2020 in the amount of $40,231.46. All those in favor? Item passes. Ms. Maple.
For 2021 this week, I need approval on bills totaling $436,700.
Commissioner Richardson.
Questions, Judge?
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey, second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the fiscal year 2021 bills in the amount of $436,749.55. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 14 is consider and take action on plats. No plats. And item 15 is open and consider bids, which we have none of those. And I would ask that court members, if you would, come by the office after the meeting and we'll have this resolution corrected and get your signatures on it so we can get it sent off to our representative.
I wanted to say something right quick before we adjourn.
Item 16 is considering
Your office, that's maybe the sleepless nights, our deputies and sheriff's office, county attorney's office, and fire marshal's office for everything that and all county employees that they've done during COVID. I think that we've tried to protect people as much as we can, but it's a big thank you to your office of what you've done, because I know that you haven't slept well in probably 12 months.
Am I looking a little?
Well, it's right there.
Oh, it's right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, to all our offices and department heads, thank y'all for a job well done for 12, 13 months now.
Well, let me say this. I've never seen this organization work so well together. This has been honestly a group effort of not only just a few of us, of the whole organization. And I've never been prouder of this organization than what I have been this past year. And that includes us setting up you guys, staff, everybody, the community. It's a good job all the way around. So thank you.
Yeah.
Do we have a motion?
Second, so moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Spivey, that we adjourn. All those in favor of the motion, passes unanimously.